Well, good morning, folks. Our unit here, or maybe I should say, Wedag Minhern, because we represent elements of the Dutch Navy that in June of 1667 were busily raiding and ravaging the Chesapeake Bay tobacco fleet. 5 ships and a squadron led by Admiral Abram Crimson, known to the English as Captain Crimson, sailed up the James River, or into Hampton Roads up the James, after capturing one prize right at the mouth of the river, and then proceeded to wreak havoc, frequently raising the English flag, calling out the soundings in English, taking the depth readings, since there are many Dutch sailors who served in the Royal Navy of England and vice versa. And many of the captains whose ships were taken commented that they knew no other than their opponents were English when they came across them. They even destroyed an English naval ship sent to the Chesapeake to be the guard ship to escort the tobacco fleet, but it was actually in such bad shape, being about 30 years old, and had to be laid up in not quite dry dock, but laid up at the dock for repairs, and was caught at that dock by the Dutch. They managed to fire one small broadside before they were forced to surrender, and that ship was burned to the waterline. It's one of those interesting social history situations, because Governor Barclay proceeded to recruit a fleet of closer to 9 ships, merchant ships, actually outgunned the Dutch fleet, outmanned the Dutch fleet, pile English militia on board, and figured we'll trap them in a pincer movement, coming down from the York River and the James, catch them at the mouth, which would have worked if the various captains hadn't gotten cold feet as the day of departure became closer and the concept of taking on the Dutch became a reality. But on a less tongue-in-cheek note, we represent a foraging party that was sent out to forage for provisions, but especially forage for water. And, if possible, a little bit of really going on. Of course, tobacco was the lifeblood of the English economy as far as the Royal Navy was concerned. So if you can capture a tobacco warehouse and destroy it along the way, that's good too. In every case where these foraging parties went ashore, the British colonial militia, the Virginia colonial militia, drove them back to their ships. In every single case. Apparently our camp hasn't been intercepted yet, but
that's because you're speaking English.
Yeah, don't want it to sound like the Dutch had all their own way. On the water, they pretty much did, but on land, the Virginia militia was ready, primed, well equipped, well trained, both foot and cavalry, and they repulsed the Dutch at every moment. On the water, Admiral Crimson's force took 20 prize ships, had to destroy 6 because they didn't have enough crew to sail them back to the Netherlands, and left the bay June 11th. They entered it June 1st, so they'd been there about 10 to 11 days, made it back to the Netherlands with the prize. In 1673, and we have some lads representing some of the Dutch Marines over here, on that voyage, actually 1674, during the Third Anglo-Dutch War, another squadron of Dutch ships did exactly the same thing, though with less success, because that year the British were waiting for them with 2 well-armed British guard ships, and while the Dutch did manage to take a few prizes, they also took a bit of damage as well. So that's what we're representing today, and hope you come out and check us out.
Great, thank you for being here.
Good day.